Hello everybody, back with another video wedged in by the cello case and a new fixture, the hourglass. So, I'm in the process of building my wardrobe concurrently, and every week I have new arrivals, new things. Particularly this time, I've been trying to get into more and more vintage, and so I got a couple of really cool pieces, and so I thought, why don't I share them with you and go over them while I look at them for the first time myself. So we're going to be doing some accessories and some suit jackets, and at the very end I have 10 pocket squares from Brooks Brothers, and they look like this. They came in the cellophane, so if that is your thing, make sure you stick around to the end. Let's start. So, my first piece that I want to show you, and by the way, I'm constantly improving my wardrobe, but doing it on a budget, so I'm also going to tell you how much I picked these pieces up for, because it's important to me that you understand you don't have to be rich to look like $1 million. You know, it's about finding your fit and the looks. As a whole, I usually gravitate towards 1920s English style. I go back and forth. I can pull out Italian, but typically my style is either 1920s American or English, or 1970s or 60s American. As a whole, let's get into it. First one. So, I picked this one up. So, I had never heard of Pendleton before, and then I started looking at my wardrobe and seeing that there was a void of tweed. I don't know if anyone has ever said that about their wardrobe before, but I was in a total void of tweed, and so I came across, so the buttons, I came across a Pendleton at a thrift store, and I just thought it was such good quality, and I thought that it was just really interesting weaving, so I went on a mission and specifically sought out Pendletons. So that's what this is. This is a Pendleton made in the United States of America. Is that correct? Fabric from the USA. It was assembled in Mexico. I don't have a specific time that these were assembled, but from my limited research, they were largely produced from Pendleton store around the 70s to the 90s, and they're still around. Here's some Pendleton. So, I don't think this one is that old. Usually, in the very old vintage clothing, the labels and these in particular are usually either cloth. This is kind of a nylon, and if it's older, it's usually discolored. This one's not. So when I say vintage. It's not a true vintage. I think it's probably 90s. So, but let me show you the weave. It's a really cool weave. I really like it. Something that was very important to me as well. Leather buttons. Non-functional, of course. None of these tweeds that I've ever found are fully canvassed. Fully canvassing, for those who don't know, there's in order to build a jacket, you have to have a template. This template is paper, and that paper is then applied to a canvas. That canvas is typically made out of horsehair, and with the cheaper fabrics, cheaper manufacturing, the fabric is fused, which means that it is glued to the shell, or what you see here. If you ever see suits that have puckering on them, that look like they're bubbling, that is the glue coming loose on the fabric, and once that happens, you just throw it away. There's nothing that can be done. So I've never seen a tweed that's canvassed in another way. They call it fully canvassed, or even half canvassed, but fully canvassed indicates that they have the same canvas, but it is sewn on. There's no glue. So it's a jacket that's made to last, because you don't canvas pants, it's just jackets. It's a jacket that's made to last. And how you find out if it's fully canvassed is you can go down to the bottom and try to pull apart the fabrics, and if you feel 3 distinct layers, then it's fully canvassed. This is not. Another thing that was important for me was the elbow pads. I think that's important considering going for a vintage look. Lastly, with these tweeds, the pockets at the bottom of the jacket are outer and they're stitched in, so they're kind of meant to act as pockets that you can put stuff in your hands, namely. This is my first pickup. Alright, number 2. This is my second. This is another Pendleton. Sorry, my hair is just going crazy. This is another Pendleton. As you can see, same tags. And the weave is pretty similar. Black leather buttons. Pronounced shoulders. Beautiful tailoring and tapering through the sleeves. Perfect length to show 1.5 inches of the cuff. Beautiful elbow pads. I love this. I love everything about Pendleton. This guy cost me about $22. The other Pendleton cost me, I think, $34, and this guy is complete. The other Pendleton, I have to tailor a little bit. I highly recommend Pendleton. Alright. The last jacket. It's gorgeous. I had to have this the second that I saw it. Look at that pattern. It's 90% wool and 10% cashmere. Nothing fancy. Typical horn buttons. Great Brioni's hair on the sleeve, free of charge. Now this is from my current favorite manufacturer, designer, whatever you want to call it, Canali. Canali is made in Italy, and it is fully canvassed, so you have the 3 distinct layers. This particular one has no vent in the back, which is very indicative of Italian fashion. Very indicative, very normal for Italian fashion. Slim build. If you are not a slim person, the unvented look will not help you. And that is their label. Canalis are phenomenal suits for my particular figure. They just fit right off the rack, which is why they're my favorite. A cheaper suit, which fits you perfectly, is going to look just 100 times better than a suit that is very expensive but does not fit you very good. So for me, Canalis all the way. If you see a canali and you're trying to build up your wardrobe, get it if it fits, if it's anywhere close to fitting. If you want to know the difference between a suit that is good, a suit that's bad, my favorite brands in menswear, and what you should be looking for as far as vintage or new finds, hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna come out with new stuff soon, new videos demonstrating what is a good suit, a bad suit, good brands, bad brands. Stay tuned. Alright. Well, this is my last suit jacket, so I'm just gonna leave it on. Even though I'm doing a cardinal sin, I'm wearing just different patterns. You should never do what I'm doing right now. Stripes and plaid, don't do it. But hey, we're breaking the rules. Alright. Next item. Not a suit. This is a tie. And let me get this out of the way. I am a firm believer of sometimes ugly can be really beautiful, and I saw this tie and I was like, that is the epitome of what I'm talking about. And it's none other than this right here. I mean, look at that. It's not going to do it justice. The video is not going to do it justice. Beautiful, beautiful tie. All those colors together just absolutely makes it look like it was thrown together, but I guarantee you there was intentionality to get this design. And this particular tie was from one of my favorite design houses, and it is Brioni. I love Brioni. Again, if you want to hear more about Brioni, hit that subscribe button. Depending on when you're watching this, I might already have a video on them. But, well, first off, Brioni is an Italian men's warehouse and produces incredible designer suits, ties, accessories. Highly recommend them. Would never buy new from Brioni, and even secondhand is a little expensive. But the one thing I was surprised with this particular tie is the fact that unless I'm just absolutely mistaken, I don't think I am. This is a 3-point tie. What does that mean? It means it's one piece of silk and it's folded over 3 times. The nicer ties are called 7-point ties. Like they're saying, 7 times folding. These Brioni ties probably start at $200. If I had to guess, I haven't bought a new one. But I would expect more luxury from that. But I really like the look of it. And I highly recommend Brioni. And you can't see it, but it's reflective, and it's so cool. It's such a cool piece. So I paid $20 for this. I think $30 for this. So all in all, just wonderful deals. Now it's come to that point where we're going to look at our pocket squares. So let's get it all on here. So these particular pocket squares are from Brooks Brothers. I'm trying to build up my pocket square collection. Maybe you're in this journey too. Maybe you haven't even started getting into clothing, or it doesn't interest you. That's fine. But when people start out, you start out with what you can afford. And a lot of times it's buying new. And when you can't afford a lot and you're buying new, you have to make sacrifices with quality. What that means is I have a lot of stuff in my wardrobe that just sucks, and I'm donating it and replacing it with nicer stuff. You will learn, I had to learn anyways, that it's better to have fewer things of better quality in your wardrobe than a whole bunch of just junk. So let's go through the first one. Fantastic. So, some of these pocket squares went for 45. Others went for $30. So, I'm expecting to get a very good pocket square. Not necessarily perfect, but a pocket square is just silk, which has been folded over twice, and also has these edges. Again, if you want to know more about pocket squares, hit the subscribe button, because I'm sure I'll be coming out with a video about them. But these particular pocket squares were made in China. So, whatever that means. I think there's some made in China products that are really nice. But one thing that you look for, particularly in pocket squares of a finer quality, is you actually want to see an irregularity in the corners. It's funny, in luxury menswear or luxury fashion, irregularities is actually luxurious, because if things are perfect, if things are spot on where they should be, perfection, everything is weighed out perfectly, that's an indication that it was made pretty much all by machines. So you want to see these irregularities in the corners. Kind of just ugly. See? And what this means is that these are hand rolled and then stitched. So it's an indication of anytime, any fashion, anything has hand attention to it, it's going to be a sign that it's more expensive. So let's open her up. Beautiful sheen to it. You can see the Brooks Brothers logo right there. It is a sheep. It is a sheep, which that particular logo was used by the wool industry, which is why they adapted it. But this is brown, and it has this beautiful, beautiful blue corner. Just like so. There's a lot of people that have very fancy ways to do their pocket squares, and you can learn those. I just like this. I think it just looks better when it's incidental, accidental. But it does not match the jacket. So I'm not going to make you all look at a suit jacket that doesn't work with my shirt and then a pocket square that doesn't work with my suit jacket. I'm not going to do it. I'm not that cruel. Next, I'll go through these a little faster now. This is just silver. Very sheen. It is the same on both sides, but the logo is only on one. Not that you see it when you put it in anyways. That's what she said. Sorry. But beautiful silk. Kind of a conservative color. I don't know how much action this guy will get. Maybe if I don't wear something that would look good with my white pocket square, maybe. Another thing is these are all silk. It's also important to have cotton and linen pocket squares as well. Let's see what the next one is. It's like a burnt orange, like Texas Longhorns. The second UT. Go Vols. Sorry, I'm being very provocative in this video. I don't know why. I had a good day, I guess. But this is burnt orange and has kind of a bronze orange around the corner that the camera does absolutely no justice to. Now, this is actually, you can't really see it, but it's a very, very pretty color. And there's the logo. Kind of blends right in. This is a color I could probably get away with. Let's see. Yeah. There you go. I don't know. I'm still not digging it. Wow. What a gorgeous color, though. The silk pattern and the overall quality of the silk is pretty nice. And the hand rolling and just the irregularity and the stitching is really what I look for. So, is this like top quality? Nah. But is it nice? Absolutely. The white pocket square. By far, I use my white pocket square more than anything because it literally goes with anything. No matter what you're wearing, the white pocket square goes with anything. Beautiful Brooks Brothers design logo. And I tell you, I'm not a fan of Brooks Brothers too much. I think that they're overpriced, and I think you could get the same value with the Jose Banks, but as a rule I usually don't wear either. If I'm going to wear American, I'm gonna go with Ralph Lauren just because I like their patterns better. Interesting. Stick. So, this is, oh wow. So, we come across our first difference. Like I said, I love I love seeing things for the first time on camera, reacting to it on the first time on camera, because I haven't seen any of this stuff. So you can look at the label. It's different label. This particular pocket square, as you can see there, through all the blurred letters that nobody can interpret, this was made in Italy, which fetches a higher price point. And it feels nicer. It really does. The hand rolling is more complex. It's much more intentional. The other ones just kind of rolled it up to get the stitch. I mean, hide that. The white pocket square, it just goes with everything. It just goes with everything. It's beautiful, beautiful. This is by far my favorite. It just seems like it's so much higher quality. How beautiful is this? Pink with the blue trim. Again, made in China. $29.50 price tag. This is part of their 346 line. And this is printed. The logo is literally just printed on there, so you can definitely see the difference and the price points between the white one. It just feels like luxury. And these, I mean, they're nice. Don't get me wrong, they're nice. They just don't have the same, you know. Using that. I have some other pink ones, but they're really in your face. That one's not. So let's see. We're halfway. Same. Made in China. This is like an eggshell. The logo isn't black. It's nice. I don't know how much use this is gonna get, but you never know. I come across some things sometimes and I say, I'll never wear that, ever. And then I wear it all the time, so. Another made in China. I don't know if there's going to be another one like that, like the white one. is a darker blue edge with matching letter. Very pretty. Very pretty. I could see that being used in some of my. I could probably play a little bit on that with some of the dark navy suits, or gray charcoal would look pretty nice. This already looks nicer. Let's see if it's, yeah. It's crazy. Just $10 more. And you get something that's not part of the 346 line, that is made in Italy. And it just seems so much better. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's just the fact that I know that it costs more. That makes it look more luxurious. Oh man, I love this one. You can see this. The corners, dark blue, matching letter color as well. Beautifully hand rolled. Another thing is with these, with the cheaper ones, you can actually see where they made the stitch and the rolled edges. You can't see that in the more expensive one. That's gorgeous. This is gorgeous. Fellas, if you're out there, ladies, if you're out there, if you're wearing a jacket, a blazer, a sports coat, a suit, and you're not using a pocket square, you're missing out on so much individuality, so much creativity. I never leave without a pocket square, and I only know one other person. It's just sad, I only know one other person that uses pocket squares as well. These are your pockets. They are available for customization, and pocket squares, they don't make you look cheesy, chintzy like a boutonniere would, especially if it's a flower boutonniere. Those are but pocket squares, absolutely. They're in, they've never been out, and they never will be out. Two more. Let's go with the green one first. Okay. So, what we have here is a green silk, yellow edges, and yellow lettering. Really, really, really smart color scheme. It's actually not even yellow. It's like a gold or even like a burnt bronze. I adore yellow. In fact, that's actually why I got this. You might not be able to pick up on it so good, but this is a very dark yellow plaid. I love yellow. It can't be. You can't only wear yellow, especially if you have my complexion. It'll just make me look ridiculous. It's not flattering. But to use it as an accessory color, it's awesome. Last one. She's beautiful, and I can already tell it's a made in Italy. Wow. Gosh, I love that. I love this color. It's a sweet lavender, and it has kind of a darker purple, if not navy, edging and color around it. So, let me see this. Beautiful. Let me see this. Very impressed. If you are going to pick up pocket squares, I don't know if I would do it at Brooks Brothers. I got a good deal on these, and that's why I did it. But the size is perfect. You don't want something that's too small, or else it's going to keep sliding down. You don't want something that's too big, or else it's just going to look ridiculous. It's going to look like a handkerchief. These are not handkerchiefs. And the size, they nailed it. If you were going to go for a Brooks Brothers pocket square, I would go with the made in Italy, $10 more. I think it's just so much better quality. I don't know. I love the colors though. So, I'm gonna do a little bit with these wrappers to send off the video. If you made it this long, thank you for being here with me, supporting me. Please remember to like the video. It helps get out. Thank you, everybody. If you are asleep, I hope you have a great sleep. If you are awake, I hope you have a very relaxing, peaceful rest of your day. I'm going to do this for a few minutes, but until next time, be well.